Welcome to the Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul. Your dynamic host and founder, Sue Lundquist, will bring you her own intuitive talents and gifts for co-creating, healing, and teaching. Her show, The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul, is focused on bringing you to a higher place each week where you can leave the hustle of life at the door. So pull up a chair and join us for The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul.
Found myself a cheerleader. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Happy New Year, Benny.
Happy New Year. Happy 2019. We did it. We did it.
Holy shit, hockey mushrooms.
Thank you. Good save.
Sweet. I know. I wasn't going to, do that FCC breaking the rules kind of stuff. Did you go out last night? Did you celebrate?
No.
Did you cheer? Yeah? No?
Just stayed home.
You know what? Me too.
Yeah.
I've got lots of stuff happening. I had to be fresh and alert, of course, for you and for all of our beautiful listeners out there.
That's right.
Yes. I mean, it would have been really easy for me to say, you know what, Benny, I'm going to go party and play and check out. Will you just do an encore show? But no, Sue came in and we're, obviously the radio show, but I'm also got the 16-day craziness clarity challenge that we're launching again today, January 1. And I'm super, super excited. We have 4 countries representing. So we have Switzerland, we have, of course, USA, Canada, Mexico, Mexico City, all across the United States. In fact, we have 3 world travelers that are literally, they're like, I want to say vagabonds, but they're traveling all over the world and they're taking time out to do the 16-day challenge. Isn't that cool?
I think it's awesome.
I think it's so cool. Yeah. Anyways, so do you have any new intentions for you in 2019, Benny? Is there anything?
Not really. Nothing changed on my level, really. Just kind of still do my thing. Yeah.
Doing your thing?
Yeah.
All righty.
I appreciate it. You?
Yeah, abundance, brothers and sisters.
Good one.
Abundance for everybody. Well, of course, me too, but just refocusing my business, my personality. I meant my personal, but if we want abundant personality, yes, I guess that rolls into it as well. Yeah, so abundance in love, abundance in joy, abundance in financial gain. I desire it all, and I want that for everybody else. So I'm excited to launch new products, a new book, and keep doing events across the world. And then, of course, the 16-day craziness clarity challenge. I'm excited.
As we all are as well.
Thank you, Benny. All right, so I had to remind everybody. Okay, so today we are taking calls. It is January 1st. Nadine and I are going to come on, and we're going to start your year with new perspective, new thoughts, new ideas. Next week, I have a very special guest, and we are going to be talking to an intuitive coach. She specializes in helping women connect with their innate energies. And that's Jess Bubico. So I want you guys to tune in next week. And there's going to be some interesting things happening in January with her. She's actually coming out to the Pacific Northwest, and we are crafting some really cool live events. So make sure that you're signed up for my newsletter, or we're connected on Facebook so you are in the know and are staying connected. You can go to SueLundquist.com/newsletter. and get signed up. Of course, you'll find me on Facebook. If you go to SueLundquist.com, just follow the links. It's pretty easy. Another reminder, you guys, we want to see you in Cabo. It's going to be incredible. Mar del Cabo Boutique Hotel in Cabo San Lucas. How could you not want to be there? It's like the weekend of love, February 15th, 16th, and 17th. Myself and Dan are going to be in Cabo. Beyond Intention is his workshop, and it's Beyond Intention, Craziness to Clarity, featuring me, Super Sue. We've got a lot of people going already. You know what? I'm sorry, I didn't check in with Dan this morning to find out how many spots are still available, but I know that honestly, spots are limited. We have sold a lot. So it's super exciting, super valuable. high energy. You're going to have powerful transformation. Of course, Mr. CEO Daniel Mangana and myself, the Bridge Coach, we're going to love on you. We're going to give you incredible practical advice, wisdom, yoga, food, the beach, the ocean, time to really process and integrate and rehearse the new information. And then you're going to bring it into your new life and succeed and prosper. So make sure you go to, well, you'll find the information on SueLundquist.com. You'll definitely find it on the events page, Beyond Intention Workshop. You'll find it on my Facebook page as well. So just simply go to all of those. I have it in my newsletter as well. So all you have to do is click the link there. It should be on the events page on my website, SueLundquist.com. Again, SueLundquist.com/newsletter, and sign up for all that good stuff. All right, we are taking calls today. Remind everybody, it is 1-888-298-5569. Again, 1-888-298-5569. Now, I want to remind all of you, Benny's doing a bunch of running around for us, so just allow yourself the time to not only for Benny, for
do
me, and
as
for you.
much running today, Sue. You're not here, so I can do everything in one
Oh,
studio.
you can do it in one studio. Oh, goodness.
Why would you think I
Yay.
have to leave the studio now?
I don't know, because that's my old habit, baby. I'm sorry, darling.
All right, there's another intention. Break
There it
old
is.
habits. Break old habits.
Break old habits. Ooh, that is a good one, because we are totally talking about habits at doing new mindset and clarity, confidence, and all of that good stuff in the 16-day Craziness Clarity Challenge. So I'm super excited. We have so many people, and I'm so excited to jump on there. It's right after the radio show. Nadine, my love, I want to bring you on, baby girl. How are you? Happy 2019.
Happy 2019. It's going to be the best year ever. That's my intention.
Oh, it is. It already is starting, right? I mean, look, we're together. We're starting off with all this magical energy.
Yeah, what a great way to start the year.
Yes. And you and I are going to be doing Facebook Lives too.
Yes. This year's going to be wonderful. And you know what the thing is, you were talking about your guys' intentions and stuff. And I read the best little meme on Facebook the other day, and it said, what if our New Year's resolution was to just love ourselves more?
Oh.
And I thought that's so cool.
Let's sit in that for just a moment, literally, just to, as you know, it's such, you know, and I talk about this with the 16-day Craziness Clarity Challenge and my curriculum and how I teach, but it's so valuable just bringing everything back to the basics, you know, just taking a deep breath and really refocusing and getting clear on who you are and loving yourself. I love that, Miss Nadine. Thank you.
Loving yourself from the inside out.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Taking care of the inner world to serve the whole.
Yes. So that's my intention this year. That's all. That's my only resolution this year.
Loving self
more.
Good for you. And now, wait a minute. I'm gonna interject here. I'm gonna say loving self and boundaries, because it goes hand in hand.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to have good boundaries if you're gonna love yourself, right?
Yes, boundaries, and you know how important it is, because you hear me talk about trust, and I know you want integrity and trust, and if you
always
don't have boundaries, it's hard to trust, because you're trying to please and do everything else and not taking care of yourself.
Well, since the 16-day challenge, I don't think I've had a problem with boundaries.
Really?
I haven't. I remember for how many years here we've been doing the show, and I'm like,
you know what? How many years?
I'm
Yes.
I wasn't learning until I took your course, and then of course I'm like, you know, if out of, you know, you, like you said in there, you like take what resonates with you, right? Yep. You hope that everyone takes everything that you're teaching, but some things will resonate with you more than others, depending where you are on your journey.
Yep.
And the boundaries one was a big one. Obviously, I've been asking you, you've been teaching me boundaries for years here, and then I finally, I guess I was just ready.
And I love that, because that's, one, it's a good awareness for the both of us to share that, because we're crossing the bridge, we're in the water, we're doing the work, right? And we still we still have to look at wisdom or education and take what fits for us and what we're willing to hear at the time, right?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, what resonates with you. So even when things don't resonate with you, I've taken courses in the past where I'm like, what am I doing here? And this doesn't resonate with me. And that's also learning, like learning that we're always learning, whether negative or positive, it still benefits us.
Yes, but I would also throw a little disclaimer in there too, because I want people to be aware that, say, for example, yeah, because I've been there too, where I've taken a course and I'm like, what in the world am I doing here? But I want, in that moment, I want you guys to really look at that and go, okay, wait a minute, am I being triggered and that's why I don't want to be here? Because if you're triggered, then yes, you should be there. But if you are there and you're like, oh, I know this stuff, this is very, I mean, it resonates with me, I've already integrated it in my life, that's a completely different. But if you are being triggered or irritated or something's kind of chapping your hide a little bit, or it's kind of like that squeaky wheel, something's going on, you should stay in the class. Did I communicate that effectively?
Well, I know exactly what you're saying, because it's bringing out a part of you that maybe needs to be worked on or healed or come to the surface, right?
Yeah. So I just wanted to throw in a little disclaimer. I didn't want people to go, oh yeah, and then quit, because that's not what it's about either.
No, that's what I mean. Like, by whether you like it or not, you're still learning.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
I've taken courses where I was, madly in love with the idea, but then at the end of the course, I didn't really. It was different than what I thought it would be, or you know what I mean. So but I still learned that, that's something maybe I don't want to go in that direction. But yeah, don't quit. You got to get through
it. Yeah. Definitely.
Don't quit. Don't be a quitter. Always
don't
get
quit.
Through it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No. Don't be a quitter. All right. We're taking calls. You know what? Let me remind all of you about another superstar, Josh Parkinson with Resonate Brand. Resonate helps build beautiful mobile-friendly websites, but more importantly, they help you build a web strategy that helps your business attract new customers, grow following, and get higher in the search listings. And if you want to create an online course or membership that sells automatically without you lifting a finger, they can help and build and sell that too. So contact Resonate Web Leadership and get a free consultation. Tell them that you heard about them from Sue Lundquist and the Gratitude Cafe, and see what options they have available. Go to www.resonateweb.agency and tell them, again, Sue Lundquist, Gratitude Cafe. You heard from them. All right, Miss Nadine, before we jumped on the line, we talked about, and I guess we talked about a little bit yesterday, and you and I like to do this, what's coming up from a teacher, what's coming up from a spiritual 3D or even 3D practical, 5D, what's coming up for us and what might be the theme? Is there's something that's popping up into our consciousness that needs to be shared? Because I know when we tap into that universal consciousness, there's other people out there that's resonating with the same frequency. So what's happening for you? What's going on, love? And I know that you had some questions too, so we can jump into that in a minute as well.
Okay, so for me, I think that, I'll tell you one thing that we did. So this was the funniest thing ever. So on December 22nd, as most of us know, it was the last full moon of 2018. And it was like a big super moon, but it was one about releasing, like letting things go.
Mm-hmm.
So everything you want to let go in 2018, and then you're supposed to write, what you want for 2019. So we had a little get together here, and we were all casting spells.
Jeez.
on the full moon. So all of us girls were we had like a little dinner party, and then all of us girls were in the bedroom secretly casting these spells, right? We're like, we got to write out all of our wishes for the full moon, right? And then all the boys that were here, well, men, I should say, I always say boys and girls, but the men that were here are like, what are you girls doing in the bedroom? And then they all came in and they were writing spells.
Okay. So people are going to be like, wait a minute, what do you mean spells? You may let's define that. Intention. Yes. Yeah. Let's define that.
An intention, a mantra,
Yeah.
I wish, but we were just saying because it was the full moon, right?
Right. Yeah, but you say the word spells and it conjures up a little bit of a negative connotation. So I just wanted to throw it out there. Wait a minute. Hey. It's all in love. It's all in love.
It's all in love. And the thing is, even spells are all in love. So it just depends, spells it's the same thing as a prayer or an affirmation. It's just a different word for it. Yep. But it was just fun to see that the boys were so open to that.
That is awesome.
Great. So it was really powerful to release all those things, as much as we're wishing for the future, or we're trying to, like you say, make a list and be very clear, like you say all the time. I think it's also important to be clear of what you don't want.
Oh, bingo, sister. Because when you get clear on what and I talk about this in the 16-day craziness clarity challenge, it's all about first having the awareness, but you've got to get clear on both sides. And I think you and I've had this conversation before. It's really easy. I think, and I found with my coaching clients, that people remember the negative. You certainly know what you don't want. So if you can look at that and look at its positive, that's what you want to focus on.
Exactly. Start with, like if it's easier for you to start with what you don't want. Yeah. And like you said, and then write the opposite.
Yep.
And then you'll know exactly what you do want.
Yes.
So that's what's been coming up with me for the end of 2018. I had a really hard year.
You had a learning year. Let's change that. Yes, we had
it was a learning year because, like we talk about all the time, even in the hardships or, that's all learning, and the positive is learning, and it's all I had a lot of lessons, and which I'm grateful for always.
Yes, a Sueism, lesson learned and earned. Because literally you can take the L off of learned and it's earned. Lessons earned and learned.
I've never heard you say that before, and I love it.
Really? Oh, God, I thought I had.
I can't remember you ever saying that. Learned and earned.
Yes.
I really like that one. Look at all the things I'm learning today.
My Sueisms. Yes, I love it. Okay, so you had some behind-the-scene questions.
Yes.
Tell me what we're doing here.
Okay, so one of my best friends, her name is Nikki, and she is wondering about her love life. She is in love with her ex, basically, and so she just kind of wants to know if they're going to get back together, what's their future hold, if she should bother. Because they love each other. Like, it's not that they don't love each other, because they do, but it's just a matter of when, I guess. Or what.
Interesting. Okay, so because she's not on the line, but I'm just going to go ahead, and I know she wanted me to pull cards and do a reading for her. So before we even jumped onto this, I had asked Nadine, I said, this seems more like a 3D conversation. Of course, I'll be tapping into 5D when I'm doing this, but I would say she and they can love each other, and the contract's kind of over. Like, they can still love each other and still have a relationship, but I think everything has kind of taken its course. But I would suggest to her that she looks at resolving any kind of frustration that she has, because that's blocking some energy. Is she a spiritual teacher?
She is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's some frustration blocking, and she needs to resolve. I'm guessing it's this relationship. She needs to resolve and move forward from this, because that's a block of energy. And she definitely is a spiritual teacher. She can counsel others, but she herself, in the 3D and practicality of it, she needs to release the frustration and change the frequency and the energy that not only she vibrates, but also that vibrates around her. Because as you know, well, as I do, that, you attract what you vibrate. Right. Yes. Does that resonate? Does that make sense with her?
Yeah, that does. And it's funny you say that, because we were just talking about that, about her. She's like, I need my life to start flowing again. We have to do something to get it flowing. And
she needs to take the 16-day craziness clarity challenge. What she needs to do, sister. I don't know what her problem. Why was she not thinking? Girl, Nikki.
Well, we just talked about this just now. So. Right, right before I got on the phone on the radio show, I was talking to her about it. That's why I thought I better ask Sue. So,
Yes.
so yes, to release the frustration of the
Yeah.
situation.
And grounding.
Mm-hmm.
Is she flighty? Is she have a tendency? I know I was talking about the spiritual teacher. I know in general we kind of have a tendency to do that a bit, but her grounding, she needs to really be grounding, smudging.
Yeah.
Is there a feather? Does she use a feather?
I'm
Is there
looking at it. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, of course. Oh my God.
I gifted her an eagle feather.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I love it. Okay. Yeah. That's what they're showing me. And I'm literally, if you could see me in my office, I'm literally, I have my hand going up in the air and I'm like, feather,
feather smudging. Yeah.
Smudging and getting herself really regrounded. What is she doing to, clear the energy in her body? Like the angst, like for me, I go jogging, I go walking, I go running, I get this stuff off. Like I literally flick the energy off of my body, cutting cords.
Yeah, I've taught her how to cut cords all the time. So she cuts cords a lot, and we have moved her space, like stagnant energy. So we've redecorated her whole house, moved furniture around, like just trying to get the flow going, like things changing and moving forward. So we've been working a lot with that and smudging and, the usual, but I think
it's got to be 3D right now, sister.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's all frustration.
Impatience, not knowing.
Yep. Well, she knows, but she just doesn't like the answer.
Right.
That's the frustration and the spin out.
Right. Okay. That's a good. Okay, I'll let her know.
I'm sorry, baby. I know.
Oh, that's not what she's gonna want to hear.
I know, but that's the frustration, and you know as well as I do that if truly and honestly, if it's meant to be, it'll spin right back around again. You know that. I mean, absolutely. You know that as well as I do. Oh my heavens! And I got goosebumps coming up my left arm, so that's a good indication. But she needs to let that go, for sure.
Yes, let go. I'm just releasing the outcome.
Well, releasing the outcome, but releasing the expectation of what she thought it was.
Right.
So if she thought the relationship, she's thinking the relationship, she's feeling the relationship should have been this way, could have been this way. And God, I'm speaking with my own tongue too. But it is, you've got to release it and you're done with that contract. And that's fine. Yeah. It's time for you to move on. But for Nikki, the block is frustration. The block is that having those expectations and not having them fall through. Does that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that makes total sense.
Okay. Well, love you, Miss Nikki. Hope that was helpful, sweetheart.
That's totally going to be helpful. She's a sweetheart. Okay. I have another question from another friend.
Yes, I love the fact that they said the feather, and I'm like, swish it. So thank you for that, Spirit.
I'm looking right at it. That's awesome. So the other question I have has to do with my friend Misty, is her name, and she's wondering what is going to happen in 2019 career-wise. Will there be changes? Will she, be prosperous?
Well, just like anything, again, we're talking frequency, right? And there's the stagnant, there's something blocking. I mean, that sounds really vague in general, but, again, I think it is the attachment to the outcome or the attachment to the results that she expects. So when I talk about, the conversation between 3D and 5D, yes, you have to get clear in 3D, set your intention, know what you want, and feel what you want. You want to feel abundant. You want to feel expansive. You want to feel joy. And in that space of expansion, that space of love and joy, that is the feeling of your result versus having the expectation that it hasn't happened. I said that coming out. I wanted to make sure that I communicated that effectively. In other words, I think it's a frustration keeps coming up. Like there's an attachment to the outcome. She's not getting the results she wants.
Yes.
She's holding on too tightly. That's a sabotage behavior
Right.
because it's a control behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at this from a 3D, she's trying to control the outcome. She's holding on too tightly that desired outcome of what she wants. So if we go back to the intended outcome in 3D, she gets really clear on what that is and feels like it has already happened. Then she must surrender it and release it, because 5D knows what's best for your highest good. But in 3D practicality, get really clear on what that looks like.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense for Missy?
Yeah, and it's pretty much what I told her as well.
Good, validating.
That's good validation for me. Absolutely.
Has her mom crossed over?
No, but her grandmother has, and she's very close with her grandma.
Oh, okay. Yeah, big female energy here. Okay. Wow, she's got a lot of love. Misty, it's like Misty's got this like heart, or she's like surrounded with love. Do you feel that when you talk? Oh my God.
Everyone loves her.
Oh my God. It's just like I've got goosebumps all over my body. It's just it's just like oozes like grandma love. Like
oh yeah, her mom. Yeah, she's very close with her grandma. Her grandma's with her all the time. I know.
Oh God.
I hang out with her all. I'm like, your grandma's here all the time.
I'm getting some grandma love. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so cool. And you know what? She's very loved. Like, she's very popular, very loved, she's a very genuine, warm soul. So that makes total sense.
Yeah. So she needs to also look at the theme, getting rid of the expectations and letting go of the frustrations and it's the 3D wanting to control everything, and it's the 3D saying, okay, and it's 3D meaning us as humans, we're in form. 5D is the universal energies and love and those frequencies. However, in 3D, we have to set those frequencies up. The frequency defined as an emotion, a feeling. You want to feel expansion. You want to feel joy. You want to feel love. That is a feeling of expansion and love, and a frequency of set energies, versus control and tight and fear. And you don't want that.
No. I'm releasing all the negative this year too.
Well, get really clear. And but get really clear on what that negative is. Is the negative fear? Is it control? And having that awareness, because you've heard it, everything, all of my curriculum that I teach, it's number one thing has got to be the awareness. So just like you were saying a minute ago, Nadine, you have to have the awareness of both the negative and the positive, so you can then change it. You can get the education to change it.
Right. And I think that's so, I think today, I think that's the message of the day is for us. It is, because I feel that with everyone right now is that we forget about, because we get in these things where we're like, we got to be positive all the time and we can't ever be negative. But when you're using the negative in order to fuel the positive, as a lesson, as a learning, as a clarity, absolutely don't forget about the negative. It's just as important.
Yes. Just don't spin out in it. Don't get caught up. Yeah. You can look at that. And I'm just using the word negative as an adjective to describe, because so many people can resonate with that. I like to use the word challenge, lessened, earned, and learned, because it's a different frequency. You get that, right? Yeah. So but it means, you're still in the 3D world. You're still jumping over said hurdles. You're still crossing the bridge of whatever that looks like to you in your life. But have compassion. You've heard me say that the CC's in life, compassionate curiosity, and that's a good superpower tool. You know what? I think, Benny, is it time for a quick break? And then when we come back, we will take another question from Nadine's lovely people. Would that work?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's take a quick 3-minute break. And when we come back, we will jump back into questions, and we'll take calls if you guys would like to call in. 1-888-298-5569. I think we may have some sleepers on January 1st today. But if not, we would love to hear from you. Sue Lundquist here, and the wonderful Nadine Greca. Please call in if you'd like to. 1-888-298-5569, and we'll be right back.
preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Hey guys, Sue Lundquist here, the Bridge Coach, where spirituality meets practicality. That means it is my unique ability to bridge together the practical 3D with the spiritual 5D to create an explosive personal transformation. That can show up in confidence, purpose, speaking your truth, trusting in what you say and how you're showing up in this world. If all of this sounds good to you, go to SueLundquist.com for your free 15-minute phone conversation. Let's see if we're a good match. Go to SueLundquist.com and make an appointment.
Every winter, up to 20 million tons of salt are applied to U.S. roads. Road salt can keep drivers safe, but when too much salt is applied on roads, it can pollute streams, kill fish, and increase salt levels in our drinking water. The good news is we can protect water quality and keep drivers safe. You can help. Join the Isaac Walton League's Winter Salt Watch to receive a free stream test kit. Then, simply dip the test strip in your stream to measure the salt level. Use your smartphone to share your results on the Winter Salt Watch map. If the salt levels in your stream are too high, the Isaac Walton League can share ways other communities are reducing salt usage. Ask for your free test kit today. To get yours, go to saltwatch.org. That's saltwatch.org.
Hi, this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wanted to take a moment and let you know about a nonprofit organization called Give to Give. The Give to Give Foundation was created by a group of people who have studied my work or have participated in my workshops around the world, and by applying the principles of mind over matter and the mind-body connection, they've created outstanding changes in their lives or in their health, and they wanted to give back. The organization is dedicated to providing the proper resources to those people in need to gain the opportunity to learn exactly how to change their body or their lives. If you want to learn more about the Give to Give Foundation, or you know someone that needs help, or you simply want to make a donation, visit givetogive.com. Those who give don't always know how to love. Those who love always know how to give. Thank you.
Following the herd is fine until they lead you off a cliff. Think for yourself. Alternative Talk, 1150 a.m.
God, Benny, I love that song. Thank you so much. There's so much power in that song.
So much power in your explanation. Well done. I like that.
Oh, reclaim your voice and your power, my brothers and sisters.
You did just fine on that one. Yeah, you did.
Oh, I love that song. Thank you so much, love. Well, that was interesting, Miss Nadine. You want to tell the audience what we just did on the little breaky poo?
Well, I kept getting bird, like a bird coming up, and just saying bird, like maybe a falcon or just some kind of bird symbolically. But I asked Sue over the break what the bird means, or if the bird was connected to her, or it might be somebody that's coming up on the show, like a spirit visiting. But then you pulled a card, or well, actually you opened your book, and it went straight to a bird.
Which
funny how that happened.
And I've never had the parrot spirit come up before.
Yeah, and so the parrot came through and we talked about it, and it's exactly what we've been talking about today, which is no coincidence because spirit always is right and spirit will show us signs. So I thought maybe it had to do with everybody who's listening today.
Yes, the universal frequencies and connecting to the divine. Of course it is. So I will read what the spirit, the bird spirit, the parrot spirit happens to, what we all need to hear and learn from. And quite honestly, what they're saying is watch your words. What are you saying to yourself? What messages are you repeating? Is it something that makes you feel good about yourself and reminds you of your strengths and potentials. This is exactly what we were talking about. The parrot mimics the sound around them, and when parrot spirit appears, it's time for you to be more mindful of your self-talk and its qualities. What you do and say to others. Are you repeating what you truly believe? Remember to speak with light and love and make that your habit. Be generous with compliments and thank yous, affirming all that is good so that your loving, healing words will be heard throughout your life, 3D life. So that's, again, what we were talking about, 3D frequencies and changing your mindset. Hello, 16-day craziness clarity challenge.
So come on, you little birds out there.
Yes, my little chickies, come on in. Actually, I think enrollment's closed right now, but maybe in October or when we do it again. But yeah, the universe will reflect back to you the story that you tell. So words matter. Choose the right ones and lift yourself up, inspire others, and remember that beauty is all around us. So if you are seeing the gray, if you are seeing the negativity, that's within you. It's not external. It's something that is going on in you. So release, and I think that goes back to a good conversation that you had asked me to with Nikki and Misty. You know, looking at those fears, those controls, those expectations, those frustrations, all of that is a different frequency. And they or in us are telling our old story of control, our old story of fear, our old story of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, all of that, and releasing all of that and really focusing on what you're saying to yourself internally. Because just like we started off with this radio show, it's taking care of your inner world to serve the whole. And Nadine, you had said it's about self-love this year. It's about loving yourself and getting the tools and the wisdom to do that.
Well, absolutely. I've always had the mantra kind of like heal yourself and you can heal others, right? So as we're learning and going along our journeys, always, you know, learning and healing and then sharing that, right? So if heal yourself, you can heal others and have a positive light within you, and that's what will shine out of you and help others in, you know, in your internal world. I just lost my train of thought. I wanted to ask you something.
Yes, love.
And I know it's kind of off topic, but Spirit just kind of brought it up to me. That's why I get it.
Bring it, sister. You know what?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to you, trying to listen, and Spirit's talking in my ear. But having to do with positivity and shining your light and words being magic, but also coming back to integrity. Now, here's my kind of thought or question about it is, what do you do? You know, I find that people, if you're a really positive person and you kind of always want to be in light and love, that a lot of people don't like that, or they don't trust that you're being authentic. Does that make sense?
It does, my love. And you know what?
You're going to say they always think you're going to say the positive, and that by always staying positive, you're not being real.
Well, that's on them.
Yeah.
100% that's on them. 110%. Because that's their expectation. That's how they're showing up in the world. You're showing up, or whoever we're speaking to, we're choosing to show up in love and light. We're choosing a different frequency. And if they're choosing the doubt frequency, if they're choosing the fear frequency, if they're choosing not to trust frequency, that's on them. That's 100% on them.
So basically it comes down to just not being on the same frequency.
Yep. And when they are ready to jump on that bus, they'll do it. But you keep shining your light, whether it's you, myself, or anybody else. I totally hear what you're saying. There's people, let me think if I can remember this. Obviously that's it, but you show people how to treat you. But there's a saying, let me think about it for a minute. It goes something like, let me think about it for a minute. I'm going to have to remember what it was. Really good. It's like, as you show up, people can be very intimidated by that, but don't quit shining. You know, people can be very intimidated, fearful, scared, because you're showing up the possibility of what they can be. And then that means change. That means work. That means, oh my God, I've got to change. That means, well, what if they don't like me if I change? All this drunk monkey stuff comes up when you start crossing that bridge of change and transformation.
The best is when you're like positive and happy, and you look at things with light and love, and people go, but that's not reality.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, that is our reality, because we're choosing to think that way. If they are choosing not to think that way, and I've had this conversation with family members,
right,
about news. I'm like, no, that's not my focus. I choose not to be wrapped up in that frequency. It's not because it's not my reality. It is 110% my reality. I'm not going to be bombarded by drug companies. I'm not going to be bombarded with news of negativity and all this other stuff. And then when you hear about all these challenges in people's lives across the world, instead of spinning out in the fear, how about spinning out and giving them, not even spinning out, just changing that frequency to love and trust. So when my daughters come to me and they say, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? And I said, no, I didn't. Why don't we give them some love and blessings? Immediately change the frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes down to trust. That's my favorite of everything. Even when you're saying like, releasing the outcome and being clear and this, but a lot comes down to trust, right? Like just trusting that frequency, trusting the energy you put out, that it will serve you.
Yeah, and reclaiming, and I said this earlier, reclaiming your own voice and your power. And again, it's the 16-day craziness clarity challenge. Everything I do with my one-on-one coaching, first it's the awareness, but you have to get clear on how you're going to show up in the world. And then by doing that, then you start making lifestyle changes and new programs within your mental framework. You're changing old habits 3D, and then changing frequencies in 5D. So different things are going to start showing up for you. But having that awareness is really important.
Absolutely. Can you pull another card for another friend?
Yes, I've already did. What's with the confusion?
Okay, so my friend Dana is kind of stuck in career-wise. So she just left a job that she knew didn't resonate with her, and she was kind of, worried about direction, or if what she wants to do, I know what she really wants to do, but will it be successful?
She needs to get some more information about it.
Okay.
Yep. Have them get more information, and that information will help her get clear, which will change her frequency. And that changing her frequency, getting clear on exactly how she wants this to turn out, because it's the indecision and the confusion that's really blocking. So it's the confusion, indecision in 3D. So that then goes into 5D and it blocks everything up. So as soon as she gets clear, gets more information, then makes the choice and sets the intention and sets the frequency of that financial freedom, of that love and joy, then that hard work will pay off. But she has to put the 3D work in first.
Right, because she absolutely loves what she does. She's extremely talented and she knows what direction she wants to go in. But it's just, a matter of trusting it and logistics and
there's some things she's got. She's got to get, she herself has got to get some clarity on it. And that will help her with setting up that frequency. Because as soon as you get clear on something, you can then, because you have the awareness, she needs to get clear. Then she gets the education, which is the clarity. Then you process the new education, and then you can integrate that in your 3D world and your 5D energy world. And then that integration helps attract the same. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. But like you say, like it's having the awareness of how are you blocking the flow of things, right?
Yes.
Like sometimes, you're not even aware, like with the parrot that came through, we're not even aware of the self-talk and the things we're telling ourselves that are blocking us. It's almost like like a parrot. It just repeats over and over and over again.
Oh, girl.
And we're not even aware of it.
Oh my gosh. I have to tell you, because I learned this and it was crazy. And you heard me talk about, and I'm going to talk about it today at the 16-day craziness clarity challenge. I know I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but I'm telling you, it's the same thing. The subconscious, the stuff that's the outside, our surroundings, our parents, the TV, the radio, the environment, 90% of our makeup in our brain 90%, folks. If you can picture an iceberg, do you remember that when I showed the picture of the iceberg? 90% is your subconscious below the water. 10% is your conscious. So what I'm saying by that, 10% is literally you being very hyper aware of your thoughts, your actions, and your behaviors. The subconscious is the autopilot stuff that you don't even realize you're even evoking or doing or saying. It's crazy, 90%. So you have to, one, be aware, two, get the education, and then within that education, process the new education and integrate it, and then rehearse and repeat, because that 90% of subconscious is old habits and behaviors. So you have to literally in 3D change the neural pathway, which science has proved this. This is the nerdy part that I really love. It is actually proven you can change a habit, you can change a neural pathway, but you have to rehearse and repeat. But you have to first have the awareness, get the education of the new neural pathway, what you're going to put in its place, process that into your 3D and 5D, integrate that so you can resonate with your 3D and your 5D. 3D meaning real life world, 5D frequency. You know, if you're going to, instead of fear, you're going to put joy. So the moment fear comes up, you're going to think of joy and visualize joy and really get into that feeling of joy and love. And picture it, and that slowly but surely changes that neurological pathway. And then as soon as that one's done, you know, you're taking out bits and pieces of those subconscious behaviors, attitudes, and habits that you've had from growing up. So you've really got to be hyper aware because you're being triggered, or, you know, this is perfect, Nadine, from what we were talking about with Nikki and Misty. You know, all those old triggers and old expectations and stuff. Ah, yes.
Old programming,
the subconscious, you guys, 90%. Do you understand that? If you could look at an iceberg, I can't show you on radio, but you guys know that icebergs, they're massive underneath the water. They're 3 times the size or something like that under the water than they are above the water. But if you can have some kind of visual, that subconscious is all of that muck and that drunk monkey icky stuff, some icky, some not, of subconscious programming that's already in there. So if you can be aware of stuff that you really don't like in your in your behaviors, your attitudes, change it. But you have to be aware. You have to be aware. It's crazy. We're talking about today in the 16-day challenge. Actually, did you hear Lisa Marini, the brain health coach, when she was on my radio show?
I didn't
Oh, she's so good. She'll be on there today too. Yeah, she's so good. Yeah. But she'll be on there today. We talk about that. Go ahead, honey.
Well, I read a neurology report, and it said that to change your pathways, like you're saying, you have to repeat things like hundreds of times or whatever, right?
Yep.
But they said if you learn the same thing through play, you
yes,
only have to do it 30 times or something. Did you see that?
I didn't see that, but that makes perfect sense because you're changing the frequency. You know,
yes, it's lighthearted, but like through play, like how children do, they can learn it quicker, or like, you know, adults can play too, but you learn it quicker than just repeating. But if you can do it in a like a fun, exciting, high frequency, such as playing,
an altered state.
An altered state. You only have to do it 30 times.
Yes, actually, it's even less than that. And Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that in his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You go into a meditation, into an altered state. I'm generalizing everything. You got to go and see Dr. Joe Dispenza and his work. But this is it. This is his life work, and he teaches you how to get into that altered higher frequency, and the change happens instantly. Instantly could be a cellular change, healing of cancer. It could be releasing of anxiety. It could be an autoimmune disease. He teaches you how to get into that higher frequency to release all that. So it's exactly what you just said.
Wow.
Yeah, but instantaneous.
That's so cool.
Yes. All right, my love.
Oh,
yeah, we got one more, don't we?
Well, one I was going to ask if we have time. Do you have anything for me?
Yes, my love.
What's coming up for me this year?
Oh, you know what? The dog spirit came up for you, my love.
I'm getting more dogs? No, I'm just kidding.
No, they're saying no more dogs.
Yeah, no more
But
dogs.
although change is a part of life and all of us are meant to evolve, our love and commitment remain strong. You are loved now, and you can trust that this higher love is true. Spirit loves you, and love has arrived in many forms now, manifesting in people you're surrounding yourself with, expressed uniquely through them. Dog Spirit also says to be true to what you love. And now is the time for good fortune. Be steady as you recognize that the people and things are always transforming. Your heart is loving and true. And Dog Spirit wants you to know that your steadfast commitment to experiencing and expressing love will attract and manifest more love. You deserve it all. Have faith in Spirit's plan for you.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yes.
Oh, that
And
was perfect. How crazy is that? I was like, I want to love myself more.
Yeah.
and we know I have a zoo of dogs.
Oh, yes. Yes, your zoo. Yes.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you, Sue. That just gave me goosebumps all over.
It's all about self-love, sweetheart. That's awesome.
Well,
Hey,
'cause if
Benny
you
Love,
love
how are we on time?
We have about 5 minutes left.
5 minutes?
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
Wow.
if you love yourself, it's easier to love everybody else, right? And if you're giving out love, you get it back as well. So that's always been a big part of my life. I always try to be really loving or come from a place of love always.
Yep.
But
You do come from a place of love always. It's not, remember, we
Always.
don't use the word try. You do. You do. You exude it.
Well, because I think that's what you're supposed to do. No, but it's just who I am, right? Because I think there's just so much fear out there, I guess, and the opposite of fear is love. So I'm always trying to put love out as much as possible. Because what if somebody doesn't have that in their life? That's what I always think. Like, I want to show people.
Yes. And it's,
How to
again,
love.
you're being realistic on how you want to show up in the world. And if they're questioning that, that's on them. That's totally on them.
They're just not ready for that yet, right?
No,
You know,
they're
just-
choosing, they're choosing their old habit and their old story and what society says versus loving themselves and trusting in that love and defining who they are as this new love person.
Well, the thing is, the world needs more love. So everybody try harder.
Yeah. Find things that you love to do to raise the vibration of love. And I think that's a really good superpower tool for everybody, especially going into the year. Having that intended outcome of love, self-love, love around you, and sustaining that frequency. I think that's so important. And I think that everybody, and a superpower tip of being uncompromising of that love. What would love say? How would love answer that question? What would love do in this situation? Ask yourself those. How is that?
I love that. I really, really do.
I know.
And for like my New Year's resolution or anyone else out there who is choosing love and choosing to love themselves from the inside out, that's my, I just think the more I love myself, the more I can shine that love outwards.
Well, yeah, and keep being that shiny, beautiful beacon of light for everybody. Mm-hmm. And if they are going to turn their nose up at it, it's just because they're not ready to see it just yet. But there is a squeaky wheel. You've already imprinted that frequency of love in their universal field. You have. It's already there.
Well, and I always believe that too. I'm like, even like people, if they can't accept it or they're, not trusting of my love or whatever, I just think it never changes who I am.
No, don't let it ever change.
It doesn't ever change me because I always think that the world needs love, and I'm just going to keep putting it out there, whether you like it or not.
Yay! All right, we are wrapping up today's show. Happy New Year's, you guys. We love you, and it is about self-love. Be uncompromising. Share that love. Be that love. Give that love inward so you can take care of that inner world to serve the whole. That's a great message for 2019. Love you guys. Love you guys. You guys love each other. Love yourself. Be uncompromising of that. Please find Nadine. You'll find her on my website, of course, and Facebook, Nadine La Greca, SueLundquist.com /newsletter if you guys want to get that. All right, guys, we will see you next week. We got lots of things happening, and Miss Nadine, I will connect with you. We've got Facebook Live and goodies to do. Until next time, each of you are a gift. Get out there and share yourself with the world.
If you like the show, help more people find us by adding your review of the show on iTunes. The more reviews we get, the more people we can reach with this inspiring message on the Gratitude Cafe. Simply search for Gratitude Cafe in iTunes, hit subscribe, and add your honest review. It would help us immensely and we'll be forever grateful. It's one of the best ways you can give back to the show with your review. Thanks for tuning in to the Gratitude Cafe. Don't forget, every week is a new show, and you could submit your questions at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. The show goes live at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Seattle on Seattle's Alternative Talk AM 1150. You can also call in to the show at 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569. Find the live streaming link at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. We'll see you next week. The preceding audio was via a Skype call.